So right now, there is a virus spreading all over the planet that people believe can be spread by droplets in your breath, and medical masks, which would usually be used to slow the spread of such a virus, are not widely available. There's a shortage. So what should people do? There's been a scramble for alternatives to N95 masks for doctors and for civilians, since there simply isn't enough. And so researchers in the past have looked into the question of what a homemade cloth mask can do. And that's anything from, a scarf wrapped around your face to something a little more tailor-made to resemble a medical mask out of cotton or another similar material. In the past, this has been done with research based on flu epidemics, how to stop the flu from spreading. And, even though COVID-19, the coronavirus, is not a flu, it does apparently spread in similar ways. So that research is being applied here. And what researchers have found in the past is that cloth masks are not that great. They don't do anywhere near as good a job as a medical mask of both stopping someone with the illness from spreading it and stopping someone without the illness who's wearing the mask from contracting it. But they are better than nothing. And so instructions are going around. We shared an example from a researcher in our article on the subject on how to make your own cloth mask. You can make out of t-shirts and pillowcases, and there's very specific instructions that should be followed carefully. Even some doctors, they're volunteers right now making cloth masks of this type for doctors to use when they simply have no better option. Raina McIntyre, who's a researcher who's done work on cloth masks in the past, looking at how they slowed the spread of flu in hospitals in Vietnam, told Live Science that, quote, "It is a tragedy that so many countries have not done enough to stop this epidemic and simultaneously failed to stockpile adequate personal protective equipment supplies for health workers. Other than the loss of lives in the community, we are losing doctors and nurses who are cannon fodder, being forced to treat patients without personal protective equipment at all or inadequate personal protective equipment." Still, she said, when doctors are facing not having personal protective equipment, I think they should use whatever they can, and if it is homemade, it is better than nothing, she said. This is a life or death matter for them, and any barrier protection like a homemade mask will probably help. But sadly, the outlook looks grim for the United States. If the epidemic is spiraling out of control, hospital beds full, and healthcare workers sick and unable to work or dead, this is a perfect storm, she said. It is devastating. Make sure, if possible, you talk to the CDC about it. You look for updated guidance because this is definitely an area of research that is still evolving. Stay healthy, stay safe, and keep in mind that a mask is only limited protection. It's only very limited protection if you aren't a healthcare worker, and the absolute best way to avoid getting sick isn't to put on a mask, it's to stay home. So please, if you can, stay in your home. That will flatten the curve, that will protect you, and that will protect your community.